For more on the legal implication of Trump's decision, we're joined now by John Fishwick. He's a trial lawyer and former U.S. attorney for the Western District of Virginia. First up, great having you. Second, I'd like to get a sense, could this Autopen argument survive in court?
So, Diego, Autopens have been used by all of our modern presidents. Bush, Obama, Trump, and Biden have all used the Autopen, whether they sign a document themselves or whether they give instructions to their staff to use the Autopen to sign legislation, to sign an executive order, to sign a pardon, sign a thank you note. That's legal. As long as they're in charge and telling folks to do it, you can absolutely use an Autopen.
And John, there's also a perceptions point of view here. If a signature can now be dismissed with a social media post, what does official really mean?
Well, Biden takes the position that he granted all these pardons and commutations, and that's really the issue here. Most presidents effectively overrule their predecessors' executive orders, particularly when there's a change of administration. Biden effectively overruled all the Trump executive orders. Trump is now effectively overruling all the executive orders that Biden put in place. I mean, the country goes in different places when we have elections. The real question is, what about the pardons and commutations? That is viewed as kind of total unbridled power that a president has. It's controversial often when they grant a pardon or grant a commutation, but I don't think Trump can really overturn these pardons or commutation unless he has real proof that Biden didn't do it, that staff did this without his authority. And so far, there's been no real evidence that's been presented to Congress or to DOJ that that's the case. So I think it's going to be very difficult and uphill to overturn any of Biden's pardons or commutations.
John, you speak about a specific case, a specific group of people within pardons and commutations, but for executive orders have great impacts, right? And there are many citizens who rely on one of these orders some way or another. How does collateral damage factor into this?
Well, remember, Diego, we're not talking about Trump or any president can't, by executive order, overrule a law that was passed by Congress and signed by the president of the United States, even if he or she doesn't like that order and that has been decided by Congress and signed by a predecessor. So by executive fiat, you cannot overturn those, even if they were signed by an Autopen. But remember what I said earlier, I think is really the case. There's not too many executive orders that Biden signed that are really standing now. I mean, Trump has taken the country in a different direction, whether you like it or not, just like the next president may take the country in a different direction. So executive orders come and go. Any president can sign those. Most modern presidents issue a lot of executive orders, but it's just the president issuing those. They haven't been passed by Congress and signed by the president, so they are much lower on the food chain as relates to being a law of the land. So I doubt there are too many folks out there who are really relying on a Biden executive order at this point. They may be relying on laws that were passed by Congress, but that's a different kettle of fish.
I see that. John Fishwick, thank you so much for clarifying and for giving us our insights.